Okay. So in the last session, we have discussed about the ORM feature, and we have discussed what exactly the ORM and what is the use of this ORM feature, and how ORM is going to be transforming your objects into the classes, and how it is representing the fields into the various variables inside your class, and how can we interact with those objects through programming by using those classes given by Salesforce, and how can we manage the records inside the object. We have discussed the process, we have discussed in the last session. So now let's see the practical part. How can we create the records through programming? Okay, now. So now tell me, whenever I'm going to be creating a record inside the object through programming, what are the various steps that we need to follow? As a step 1, create the object of the respective class. Okay. As a step 2, assign the values for the fields. Step 3, insert the record by using insert statement. Fourth one, we have to display that record confirmation. Okay, these are the simple 4 steps. Okay, that you are aware of that. So in the last session, we have discussed about this. How to manage the records inside the object by using the 4 steps we have discussed. Okay, very simple steps in order to manage the records. The same 4 steps we need to follow in order to create the record inside your objects. It may be standard, it may be custom object also. The same 4 steps we need to follow. Okay, now, so let's take a practical example on this one. How to create the records inside our object. Okay, now, so let's take a small use case. Write an Apex class or Apex program. Write an Apex program to insert the lead record into the object. To insert a lead record into the object. Then how can we create a new lead record inside my lead object? Now let's see practically. Through programming. Okay. So through programming, how can we create the lead record inside the object? Now let's see practically in this case. Okay, now. So now tell me here in this case. Okay, for which class we need to create the object now? Lead class. Okay, because I want to create a record inside that lead object. So now every object has been represented in the form of a class where your object name and your class name will be exactly similar. Like your object name and then your class name will be exactly similar. So now these classes are preparing by whom? Salesforce. Okay, now I think somewhere we have used this particular classes. Where we have used this one? Somewhere we have used inside our Apex programming in the starting classes. This account, contact, opportunity, lead, case, all these things we have used somewhere. Somebody's data types. What data types? Yes, object data types. These are nothing but Salesforce object data types. Okay, these are nothing but the Salesforce object data types. Okay, now, so these are the various data types we have discussed as part of the data types concept. There we have discussed about primitive data types and yes, subject data types also. Okay, these are the various Salesforce object related data types through which we can able to store the associated records. Okay, to store an integer variable, simply we are defining the data type called as integer some x. But to store an account record, we need to define a variable of the type account. So that simply we can define the variable, some account, some ACC, which can store one account record inside this. Okay, now. So in this case, Whenever if you want to create the records inside your object through programming, we have to use the help of these classes which has been given by Salesforce. Okay, now I want to create the record inside my lead object. So we need to create the object of that lead class. Okay, we need to create the object of that lead class first and then supply the values. In my lead object, we are having so many fields are there. From those fields, 3 fields are mandatory inside my lead object. What are those 3 mandatory fields? Lead last name, company name, and then lead status. Okay, these are the 3 fields are mandatory inside my lead object. So we have to supply the value for these 3 fields mandatorily. For the remaining fields, you may supply, you may not supply. Okay, it's not a mandatory thing here. Okay, now. So now here in this case, let me create a new record inside my lead object through programming. Let me go to the execute anonymous window. So now let me go to that execute anonymous window. And inside this execute anonymous window, I would like to write that business logic to use to create a new record inside my object. Okay, now. So now tell me here, as a step 1, what needs to be done? Create the object of the lead class. Okay, create the object of lead class. Now tell me how to create the object of this lead class. Lead, you can give some object name, some LD equals to new lead. I am creating the object of this lead class. Okay, now object creation has been done. Now, as a step 2, what needs to be done? Assign the values for the required fields. Whatever the mandatory fields are available, we can able to assign the value for those fields. How to access those fields now? How to access those each and every field? By using object name dot field name. Okay, now LD dot first name field. I'm passing the value. Like as I'm indicating some Ram. LD dot last name. I'm indicating some Kiran. Okay, now LD dot company. The company field is available here. I'm assigning the company value, like as some Cognizant. Cognizant. LD dot status. I'm assigning the value open, not contacted. Because inside my lead object status field, we have 4 options are available. Open, not contacted, working, contacted, and then closed, converted, closed, not converted. These are the 4 options are available. Upon passing the value for the pick list field, please take care about this. Please take care about that. Whatever the value that I'm supplying, that value should be already there inside the pick list of options. Okay. If you're passing some different value, it won't allow. Your record cannot be acceptable. Okay. Now, the next one, lead dot title. I'm passing that lead title field here. I'm indicating like as he is some sales manager. And the lead dot, I would like to specify the industry. Industry. Some banking. Lead dot annual revenue. Annual revenue is a currency field. So we need to specify directly without enclosing in the single quotes. Lead dot rating. I'm indicating the value heart. Lead dot phone. I'm passing the value. Lead dot fax. I'm passing the value. And then lead dot, you will be having that website, some gmail.com. And then I'm supplying the value for all these fields. Now, in this case, for example, upon supplying the value, if we don't know the field name, then where we can verify? If we don't know the field name, then where we can verify? How to see the fields of an object? Schema builder, one way. Next. Developer console, second way. Third one. Standard navigation also we can able to use. Okay. Now. So now RS4.com quick access menu also. 4 ways you are available. Okay. Now in this case, if you don't know what fields are available inside your lead object, simply we can go to that, the lead objects tab, or else simply go to the developer console also. In this developer console, then how can we see the object fields? Go to the file menu and then open. Click on open. Next. A dialog box will be getting open. Then what we need to select now? Objects. Select that objects here. Now it is populating all the objects whatever we have. I want to see the lead object fields information. Then what we can do? Select that lead object and double click on this. You'll be having that lead object is available. Just double click on that lead object name. It will be populating all the fields whatever we have inside the lead object. Along with that, we can able to see the data type also. Okay. So now we can see the fields information over here. All the fields information we can able to see from this place. Or else we can go to that lead object as well. Now, in this case, I want to see the fields information by using schema builder. How can we go to the schema builder now? Go to the build menu. We have schema builder option. Click on schema builder. Now we can able to see that fields information. What object fields you want to see? Lead object. I want to remove this object from my canvas. Click on clear all. Now select that lead object. Now select the lead. Now lead object will be getting visible. So now here in this case, okay, it is showing that all the fields information available inside your lead object. These are the fields are available. Address field, annual revenue, campaign, and the clean status, company DUNS number, current generators, all this information we can able to see each and every field and the name we can able to see inside that. Okay. Now tell me, these are field labels or field names? Field labels or field names? Field names. How do you know field names? Underscore, see, simply a blind thumb rule. For example, if this field is not there, then how do you know? If this current generator field is not over there, then how do you know? How do you know? Is it a field label or field name? If it is a field label, what it contains, field label can have some space in between that words also. But do we have any spaces over here in between that word? No. Okay. If you want to see the field name, field labels, then what we can do? I want to see the labels over here. Okay. Now in this case, go to that view options. Then what we can select now? Display element labels. Okay, then we can able to see that field labels. Here you will be having annual space revenue, clean space status, company space DUNS space number, created space by. That means we are having some space. If the space is available, that means it is a label. Okay, only for the display purpose. If you want to see the field name, then just to go to the view options and expand, click on this display field names. Now we can able to see that actual column names inside the table here. Okay, clear? Now this is also one mechanism to see what fields are available here. Okay, now for example, if you are feeling difficulty to write all this information like as object name dot field name, object name dot field name. If you're facing difficulty to type that information, simply we can copy and paste also. From where we can copy and paste this information? Just to go to your object here, go to that lead object, go to the view fields, you will be having the fields information. Okay, you will be having that fields information is available here. Now in this case, just we can able to collect that each and every field. Like you will be having that fields information is available to you. If you want to specify the annual revenue, now copy that, double click on this copy and paste wherever you want. Okay, LD dot annual revenue. We can able to place over here. Depends upon your requirement. We can able to pass those values. Now, in this case here, we can able to specify each and every field information inside this. Okay? Clear? Now. Soon I would like to create that I would like to pass a mobile phone field value. Just you can double click on this one, copy this, we can specify. LD dot mobile phone. I'm passing that value. Okay, we can supply the value. Any one of the mechanism you can use. But as a habituate, nothing but as a best practice, okay, try to type these column names, okay, by your own. Don't just copy and paste. Okay. If you're feeling difficult, if you don't have much time, then you can just try to use copy and paste. But initially, try to type this information here. Okay, try to type this information. Then you will be able to remember what columns are there in which object. That will be very, very important. Okay, now, suppose, for example, if anybody asks in the entry point of view, if you are putting some 3 years experience, if you ask a very small, silly question like in lead object, what fields are there, if I'm unable to explain then, okay, it's a very, because a bad impact on that. Because here, if I'm putting some 3 years experience, okay, upon doing the practice, simply I'm copying the field and pasting over there inside my developer console or somewhere. If I'm unable to explain what fields are there inside the lead object, okay, it's a bad impact here. For that one, we should be able to remember in which field, in which object, what fields are available. At least, no need to remember all the fields information, at least some basic fields. If I'm typing that, then I can able to remember that. If I'm just in copy and paste, then I can't recollect that information on the spot. For that one, try to type that field names manually by your own. Okay? Now, so that you can remember the fields information also. Next. Now, as a step 1, okay, I have created the object of that lead class. As a step 2, I have supplied the value for each and every field. Now, next one. Now, as a step 3, insert the record by using insert statement. Insert the record by using insert statement. How to insert the record now? Insert LD. Okay, now. Next one. As a step 4, what needs to be done? How do we know my record is inserted successfully or not? What is the guarantee to me? Get the ID value here. Okay, get the record ID. Now, how can we get the ID now? If LD dot ID then not equals to null. That means if the ID value not null, that means ID has been generated. That means record has been created successfully. Then I want to show the message lead record has been created. With the ID, I want to show that lead record ID. How can we get the lead ID? LD dot ID. Now, simply, nothing but here what we are doing here, simply we are creating the object of the class, we are assigning the value for the variables, and we are retrieving the values also. That's it, nothing else. Okay? Now, so now tell me, do I need to create this lead class by my own? No. Why? Because this lead class already has been given by Salesforce to you. So that don't create that class here, just to create the object. Okay? Now tell me, feeling difficulty or feeling easy? Easy, right? Now. But if you want to insert the record into the database table, okay, by using other programming languages, there will be lengthy code is available. We have to use some drivers to connect to the database. We have to design the table first. We have to use some JDBC drivers or ODBC drivers to connect to the database. And then we have to map the connections, open the connection, insert the record, and then close the connection. There is some lengthy process is available, but here nothing is there. Why? Because that already we have discussed in our initial concept of Apex programming. Apex programming is tightly integrated with the Salesforce object so that directly we can able to interact with the object. We can perform all the DML operations on that object through programming as well, without using any mediators, without using any drivers, because it is tightly integrated with that Salesforce objects inside our database.com. Okay, now clear? Now, so now let me execute this piece of code. So let me go to that lead object first. Let me verify how many lead records are available as of now. Let's go to that lead records. As of now, we are having totally 118 lead records are available inside my object here. Okay, now I would like to create one more record right now. Now, I'm going to be executing this piece of code which will create a new lead record. Now here, I will raise a small question. For example, on my lead object, I have some validation rules. Will the validation rules will fire or not upon creating this record through programming? Yes, validation rules will fire. On my lead object, I have some workflow rules. Will it fire or not? Yes. On my lead object, I'm having some SX. Will it fire or not? Yes. On my lead object, I'm having some auto response rules. Will it fire or not? Yes, everything will get fired. On that lead object, you may create the record by using any manner. You may create the record by using any mechanism or any channel. It may be by using page layout also. It may be by using the Apex programming also. It may be data loader also. It may be any other third-party tools also. You may create the record. But on that object, whatever the rules are available, all the rules will be getting fired. It may be validation rules, workflow rules, process builders also, assignment rules, sharing rules, everything will be getting fired automatically. Okay, now. So in this case here, now I am going to be creating a new lead record here. So now for example here, I haven't supplied the email field value. ad.email. I'm indicating ram@some gmail.com. Okay, so I supplied the value for almost all the fields over here. Okay, now I'm creating a new lead record. Click on execute button. Now my request has been sent to the server. It will be creating a new lead record inside my object, and then we can see the result over here. Go to the developer console. How can we see the result from the debug log file? Select the debug only checkbox. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating the record confirmation. Now your lead record has been created successfully. This is the ID of your lead record. Lead record IDs are always starting with 00Q. Okay, now you know that concept here. Now, so let's go to that user interface. Refresh this user interface now. Now we are having 119 lead records are available. So now the last name is starting with what? What is the name that you have given for the lead record? First name is Ram, second name, last name is Kiran. So now I want to cross check that. I want to see the record inside my user interface. Last name is starting with Kiran. So click on K. Now we can able to see the record here. Ram Kiran record has been created. We can able to see the details of that lead record, whatever we have created right now. Okay, each and every field information we can able to see. Whatever the field values you have supplied, with those field values it is creating the lead record. But inside the lead object it is showing simply like as name. Once a double click on this, it will be indicating that first name value, last name value both. This kind of fields are called as field set. Okay, this kind of fields are called as field sets in Salesforce. Now tell me, have you identified anywhere this kind of field sets? There. Anywhere? Multiple fields are there. Upon double click on that field, it will be opening multiple fields to me. Address information, okay? Billing address information, shipping address information, mailing address information, other address information. These are all purely field sets. Okay, these are purely field sets. Like when you go to that account object, there also you'll be having these kind of field sets are available. open any of the lead record, any of the account record, you will be having billing address, shipping address. But it will be showing like as a single field, billing address, shipping address. Once you double click on that, it is providing all the 5 fields to you. Okay. So these are the field sets that we have in Salesforce. In account object, we are having billing address is one field set and the shipping address is also another field set. Like the similar way in contact, we are having 2 more. Like as a mailing address, other address. Okay. These are purely field sets. Okay. Clear? Now. So is my record has been created successfully or not with all the details whatever we have supplied? Now. So this is the way we are going to be creating the record inside your object here through programming. Just the simple 4 steps. Okay, just the simple 4 steps. First of all, create the object of that respective class. Supply the value for the fields. Insert the record into the object. And then display the record ID. So that for the confirmation part. Okay? Clear? Understood the concept how to create the record inside your object through programming? Now. Now. So let's write a small code here. Take one more use case. Write an Apex program to insert a contact record into the object. Write an Apex program to insert a contact record into the object. You know what fields are available inside your contact object. Similar kind of fields are there, like as a lead. First name field, last name, title field is available, birth date is available. Along with that, we are having that email ID, website, phone number, fax number, mailing address information is also available. Like in the mailing address, we are having 5 fields are there. Mailing street, mailing city, mailing state, mailing postal code, mailing country. These are the 5 fields are there as part of mailing address. Now pass the value for these particular fields, write that code here. Now start writing the code for this. Now, tell me for which class I need to create the object now. Contact class. Now you know that. Now write. Now. So now let's see how can we create that contact record into our object. The most of the people has written that code And the format is correct, but the field names are a bit different. Okay, because object to object fields are completely different. Okay, now let me create that record. Now, as a step one, I am going to be creating the object of the contact class. Contact, some CON equals to new contact. Okay, I am creating the object of the contact class. Next. So now when coming to the contact object, we have so many fields are there. From those fields, only one field is mandatory, that is last name field. Okay, last name is the only field which is mandatory, remaining all the fields are optional. Okay, now I'm passing the value. Contact dot first name. I'm passing the value some Suresh. Contact dot last name. I'm passing the value some Kumar. Contact dot title. I'm passing the value he is a project manager. And the contact dot I would like to specify the birth date. Okay, birth date. I'm indicating date dot new instance. I'm passing the value some 1990. Some now the month is some 02, that means February, and I'm giving the data some 24. And then contact dot, I'm indicating that phone. I'm passing the value. Contact dot fax. I'm passing a value. Contact dot mobile phone. Mobile phone. I'm giving some different value. If you're having some other phone, then you can specify contact dot other phone. These are all our fields inside your contact object here. Contact dot email. I'm indicating like as some suresh@gmail.com. And I'm passing that contact person's email address field, nothing but mailing address fields. We have to specify mailing city. I'm indicating like as some Hyderabad. Contact dot mailing street. I'm indicating like as some road number 2. Okay, road number 2, some Banjara Hills. Contact dot mailing state. I'm indicating as some Telangana. Contact dot mailing country. I'm giving like as some India. Contact dot mailing postal code. Mailing postal code, I'm passing that value. 038. And then, once I'm supplying all these values, now I am going to be inserting the records. So whenever you are going to be passing the value for the fields, if you don't know the field name, then simply we can go to that object, refer the fields available inside the object by using the force.com quick access menu. Expand the force.com quick access menu for the contact, go to the contact object, refer that force.com quick access menu, click on view fields. Here we can able to see the field names are available here. All the fields are available, like as your birth date field, owner field, and the department field, description, email, fax, all these 4 fields, home phone, all the field names are available over here. Based on these field names, you can able to supply the values. Now, so I supplied the value for all the fields. Now I'm inserting that contact record. Insert CON. Once the record has been inserted successfully, then I want to get the confirmation. If the contact records ID not equals to null, then I want to show the message. Contact record has been created with the ID I want to show the message. Contact.id. Okay. So now here I'm indicating that contact record has been created successfully. So this is the idea of the contact record which has been generated by Salesforce. Now click on execute button so that a new contact record will be getting created with the details whatever we have specified. So before executing this piece of code, let me verify how many contact records are available inside my contact object now. So these are the various contact records. Starting with the last character K, how many contacts are there? Nothing. There is no contact records available here. Okay. So now let me execute this piece of code. Click on execute. Now, click on execute. My request has been sent to the server. It is creating a new record inside my contact object. Once the record has been created successfully, it is giving the confirmation message back to me. My contact record has been created successfully with the ID. This is the ID over here, which is starting with a 003. Okay. Now, let's go to your Salesforce instance. Refresh this user interface now. So now you will be getting the contact record here. Get all the contact records, whatever we have. Now your Suresh Kumar record has been created successfully. What are the details you have mentioned? With those details, it is creating a new contact record. The phone number and the mobile phone number, other phone number, fax number, email ID, and the date of birth, all these details, mailing address information, everything. What are the details you have supplied? With those details, it is creating a respective contact record. Okay? Clear? Understood the concept here, how to create the record inside our object? Clear? Still any questions or any difficulty? No, right? Now. So now let's take a custom object now. For example, I'm having an object called as hiring manager object, which is my own custom object. Inside this object, I'm having the various fields. Like as usual, standard field is there, that is name field. I'm having the location field, which is having the various values, city names are populated. I'm having the email ID field. I'm having the contact number field and the PAN number field. These are the 5 fields are there inside my object right now. Now I want to create a record inside my object here. How can we create the record? It's my custom object now. Same procedure or different format? Same procedure, nothing different. Okay, just the object names are different, field names are different. That's it. Okay, now. So now let's see what are the various fields are available here. We are having the object name as hiring underscore manager underscore C. We are having the fields. Name field is as usual because it is a standard field. And we are having the contact number field. This is the name of that field. And this is the email ID field, location field, PAN number. These are the fields for which we need to supply the values over here. Okay? Now, let's see how can we create this record right now. So let's take the small use case. Write an Apex program to insert a hiring manager record into the object. Write an Apex program to insert a hiring manager record into the object. So I need to create the object of that hiring manager class. and then supply the values for the required fields, and then insert the record, and then display the confirmation message. Same process, but just the object names are different, field names are different. Okay. Now, let me write that code. So do you need these steps now again? Not required, right? Now, you know all the 4 steps. Now first of all, what needs to be done? Create the object of that hiring manager class. I'm creating the object here. Hiring underscore manager underscore C. Some HR equals to new hiring manager. Create the object of that respective class. So once the class object has been getting prepared, then supply the values. HR dot name. I'm indicating like some Sandeep. Okay, Sandeep P. And HR dot location. Location is a custom field. I'm indicating location underscore C. I'm indicating the value some Hyderabad. HR dot contact number. Contact underscore number underscore C. Supply the value. HR dot email ID. I'm passing that some Sandeep @ some gmail.com. HR dot PAN number. I'm passing the value. I'm passing some PAN number of that HR person, and then I'm inserting that HR record. Insert HR. Now I'm displaying the confirmation message. If HR.ID not equals to null, then I want to show the message. Hiring manager record has been created with ID. I want to show that HR.ID. Simple. It may be standard object, it may be custom object. Same process, no change. Just the object name is different, field names are different. Steps are same, no change. Done? Now. So let me execute this piece of code. Click on execute. The request has been sent to the server. It is creating a record inside the object. It is giving the confirmation message back. Like as our hiring manager record has been created with the ID A02 some value. That means my hiring manager object ID is A02. Okay? Now. So let's go to your hiring manager object. Let's see the records. Click on that hiring manager's object tab. We have the record Sandeep P. What are the details you have given through programming? With those details, it has created a new new HR manager record inside your object automatically here. Okay, clear? Understood the concept here? Creating the record inside the object through programming. It may be standard, it may be custom. Okay. Done? Now, let's make a note of some assignments. The first one. Write an Apex program to insert an opportunity record with the amount value as 56,000. Now tell me what is the requirement in this case. To insert an opportunity record inside the object with the amount value as 56,000. That means upon creating the opportunity record for the amount field, please pass the value as 56,000. Okay? Now, in opportunity object, you will be having three fields are mandatory again. Opportunity name field, we are having close date field, and then we are having stage field. That field name is called as stage name. Okay, stage name. Okay, these three fields are mandatory fields inside your opportunity record. Okay, next one. Write an Apex program to insert a banking account record, with active status. That means what? Okay, I want to create the account record with the industry value as banking. What is active status? Active status field value should be yes. Okay, now the third one. Write an Apex program to create a new case record with the high priority and email as the origin. Then what it means now? We need to create the case record. In that case object, we are having the priority field is available. For that priority field, we have to assign the value as high. And we have the field called as origin. That means what channel you have used to create the case record. Have you make a call to the customer care, or have you send an email notification to the support email ID, or you have used our company website to raise the case by using that web to case option. Now here we are indicating that origin as email. Okay, origin should be email here. Origin should be email and the priority should be hot. Okay. Now, the next one. As of now, we have created only independent records. Only one records I have created here. Then, sometimes I want to create associated records. How? How can we create the associated records right now? Like for example, I want to create one account record and an associated contact. I want to create one account record and associated case. Sometimes I want to create a hiring manager and an associated position. For this position, one associated candidate. How can we create the related records over here? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. Okay, now make a note over here. Creating related records. How to create the related records inside your object here? That means the associated records. Now, here, relationship concept will be came into the picture now. Everybody know the relationship concept. Okay? So now what exactly the relationship? what kind of relationships are available in Salesforce, lookup relationship, master detail, hierarchical relationship, many-to-many association, and then standard associations, junction objects, and then converting lookup to master detail to lookup dialog configuration, lookup filter configuration, roll-up summary fields, all these concepts you are aware of that. Now the relationship concept will be coming to the picture in this case. Because I want to create the related records. One account record, a related contact. A hiring manager, a related position. A position, a related candidate. Like that, I want to create the related records over here. Okay, now. So as of now, you know how to create the account record, how to create the contact record. But now I want to make this two should be associated. How? How can we make it associated now? Now, for example, first of all, let me show you through user interface, and then let me show you through programming here. How can we do this? Now, for example, come to a scenario. I want to create an account record and a related contact record. How can we do this one generally? By using user interface. I want to create one account and a related contact. What we can do? Which record we need to create first? Account or contact? Why account? Because whenever we are going to be mapping the association, first of all, we have to identify which one is parent, which one is child. Okay. Now, first, which record we need to create? Parent or child? Parent record. Create the parent record first and then create the child record. Upon creating the child record, map this child record to that respective parent. Because as a fundamental principle, child record should be always associated with a parent. So upon creating the child record, we need to map the parent. By that time, parent should be existed first. So that create the parent record first. That means create the account record first, then create the contact record. Okay? Now, in this case, I am creating that account record first. I am creating an account record with the name, some like as parent account. I am giving the type value, industry, annual revenue. I am giving that city value, rating value, and the phone number, and the fax number, website, and the ownership as public, and then active status as some yes. I have entered the values here. Now click on save button, your account record will be getting created successfully. Click on that save button. Now my account record has been created successfully. Account record is created. So this is the ID of the account record which has been generated by Salesforce. Okay. But in the URL, it will be showing how many characters ID? 15 characters ID. Last 3 characters will not be visible because of security reasons. Okay. You know that concept. Now, in this case here, once the account record is ready, then I want to create a related contact. How can we create the related contact now? Then go to the respective related list. Okay, go to the related list, you will be having that. In the related list, we are having a related list called as contacts. We can click on by using that new contact button. From here also we can create. Any other way? Go to the tab bar, click on contacts tab, click on new button. From there also we can use any one of the mechanism. But what is the difference in this case? If I'm using this contacts tab and new button, and then if I'm using this new contact button here, then what is the difference? Okay. Whenever if I'm using this new contact button, okay, from the related list of that account record, then upon click on this new contact button, now it is collecting the account record name automatically. It is collecting the phone number and the fax number. If there is any billing address details are available, it will copy the billing address information also into mailing address fields automatically by default here. We no need to supply that. Okay, we no need to supply. Okay, this is the advantage that we have if I am creating the contact record from the related list of account. For example, if I am using the normal mechanism, click on contacts. Once you click on new button, the user interface will be loading freshly. There is no values inside the fields. All the fields are empty right now. Okay. Now I am creating the contact record with the name like as some child contact. Now tell me here, I'm entering some values, like a title as a manager, department some development. Now I'm indicating lead source as some web. Phone number, I'm entering some value. And the mobile number, I'm giving some value. And the fax number, I'm giving some value. And then email, I'm giving like as some sample @ some gmail.com. I have entered some value now. Now directly, can I click on save button? No. Then what we can do? What is my requirement? I want to make this contact record to be associated with a account. We can now select that account. From where we can select this one now? Now, we are having a field called as account name field here. Now, in this case, what type of field it is? What is the relationship between this account and contact? Lookup association. Okay. Now, if it is a lookup association, then there should be some lookup field will be right there, right? Then what is that field name? What is that field name? Now, this is the field label. Then what is the name of the field here inside this? Account? Say confidently, it may be right or wrong, whatever. Account ID, that's it, simple. Okay, you know that concept over here. During the relationship concept already we have discussed. When coming to that associations, inside that relationship concept already I have given that clear notification to you as well. So whenever we are having that standard associations between the objects, we are having that the relationship fields are available. Standard associations. In that standard association between account and contact, we are having that lookup association where account object is a parent, contact object is a child. What is the relationship field over here? Account ID field. Inside my contact object, there is a field called as account ID. It is indicating that clearly I have given the note point also. Account ID field will store the ID of the account record to which the contact is associated. Okay? Clear? Now this point will be came into the picture upon creating the child record. That means what here? Upon creating the child record, not only specifying the child record details, I need to specify the ID of the parent record also. Now, select that parent record over here. To which record you would like to map the association? I would like to map the association with an account record that is called as parent account. Okay, the parent account. So now this is the parent account record here. Now select that parent account record. Now, in this case, whenever I'm selecting the parent account record as a parent record, then what it will store inside this field? Name of the record or the ID of the record? ID of the record. You know this concept already we have discussed. Now click on save button. Automatically, a new contact record will be getting created. This contact is mapping the association with a account called as parent account. When you go to that parent account here, you can able to see the account record details along with the respective contact associated also. Okay? Clear? Now tell me how can we do this one through programming. First of all, what record we need to create now? Parent record. What is the parent account? You know how to create the account record? Yes, you know that. Now, right, next one. Next one, we need to write the code of contact record creation. Upon creating the contact record, what we need to supply? Account ID. To which field we need to supply? Account ID field. Because inside my contact object, there is a field called as account ID field. In this field, we need to supply the ID of that account record. How to get the account record ID? How to get the account record ID? You are using that object name dot field name, like as ACC dot ID, just to pass to that account ID field. Like for example here, let me explain. Now, in order to create that account record, we are going to be using this, the piece of code. Like we are creating the object of the account class, accounts on ACC equals to new account. Okay, we are creating the object of this account class here. Now, I am creating the object of the account class and then supply the required values. Whatever the values are required, supply all the values here. Now then what we need to do? Insert ACC. Okay, I am inserting the account record. How do you know whether the account record is inserted or not? By checking the ID value, acc.id. Okay, ID not equals to null. Then I'm displaying the message here. System.debug. Now record has been created successfully. That means success. Now I want to show the ID acc.id. Okay, now. So now my account record has been created successfully over here. Okay, now my account record has been created successfully. Now what I want to create? Child record. Where we can write that code? Where we can write? But my requirement is child record should be associated with the account, right? Suppose here, upon creating the account record, if I did not supply the value for one mandatory field, then what will happen? Account record insertion will be getting failed. But without the account, do I need to create contact? No. Then where we can write that code? If the account record is inserted successfully, then how can we verify? By using this if condition. If the account record ID is not null, that means account record has been created successfully. Then only I want to create related contact here. So now then where we can write this code? We can write the code inside this if condition. Okay, here I am writing the code here. Write the code for contact. Okay. Because here if the account record has been failed, then contact record will not create. Because my requirement is both should be associated records. For that one, I want the account record ID. Without the account record ID, I don't want to create the contact. So that inside this if condition, I am going to be writing the piece of contact record creation inside this. Now, how can we create the contact record now? Contact some CON equals to new contact record. Next. I'm supplying the required values here. First name, last name, all these things. Now, then what we can do? Insert. Insert contact. Then over. Then anything else. To make this contact to be associated to account, what we need to supply? Account record ID. Where we can supply here? CON dot. What is the field name? Relationship field? Account ID. What is the value we need to supply? acc.id. That's it. If I'm writing this line of code, automatically it will make this contact record to be associated to this account. If this line of code, if it did not write that, then simply account record will be created, contact record will be created, both will be independent separately. There is no relation. Okay. To make it associated here, we have to supply that parent record ID. Okay, inside that relationship field. So now what is that relationship field? We have to identify clearly. Okay, you know each and every relationship field inside our associations also. Between that standard objects, I have given the association types, and then what is the relationship field. Between account and opportunity case object also we are having lookup, and there also we are having that account ID will be that the relationship field is available. Between account and opportunity, we are having that lookup association, and account ID is the relationship field. You know each and every functionality previously we have discussed here. Along with the junction objects also we have discussed over there. Okay, now. So now here in this case, let's see how can we create this, okay, account record and then along with an associated contact record. Simple fundamental rule is identify parent object, child object. Write the code to create the parent object record first, and then in the if condition of that parent record, then write the code of the child record. Upon writing that code of the child record, just add one more additional line, that is this contact record, I want to make it associated with this account. So supply the parent record ID field value to the relationship field. Okay, when you have to pass this one, before insertion of the contact, not after insertion of the contact here. Before inserting the contact record, supply the ID of the parent account to which this contact should be get associated here. Okay? Clear? Now. Now make a note of this one. Now. By using Apex programming, we can create the parent record and along with the associated child records also. inside the object. Now, and the node point. The first step. Write the code to insert the parent record, and then as a step 2, write the code to insert the child record inside that 2.1. Before inserting the child record, supply the parent record ID inside the relationship field. Relationship field. Before inserting the child record, supply the parent record ID inside the relationship field. How to identify the relationship field between the two objects? Schema builder, simple concept, nothing else. Then how do we know which is that relationship field? Just that link. Where exactly the link is mapping, that field is nothing but your relationship field here, directly. Done? Done with these points here? Okay. Now, then how to create this parent record and the associated child records, we'll see in tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll see how to create that related records also. We'll see practically in this case. Okay. Along with that, the bulk records creation also. After that, we are going to starting the collections concept. What exactly the collections, what is the use, we'll see practically.